because today is the International Women's Day. Wishing all women happy International Women's Day, and wishing all good health, and most importantly cultivate to fruition. And our class today is live streaming in 3 languages, and you can choose either the Chinese channel, English channel, or the Bahasa Indonesian channel. So after class ends, we will be uploading the videos of all 3 languages onto our YouTube channel. So you may proceed to our YouTube channel to rewatch a recap, and we'll be sending the link to the YouTube channel to the different to the chat group here. And this link will also be sent to the different platforms that we are live streaming from, for example, which is YouTube and Facebook. So you may just wish to save the link here, and then you can just press into the YouTube playlist to view the past lessons. So today our class will be on chapter 1, Auspicious Events, and lesson 2, how to choose auspicious dates. And just so after all of us has had lesson 1 last week, did all of us looking forward to lesson 2. So I'm looking forward to Master LianFei's class today, and this is how I feel. Not sure if this is how all of you are feeling right now. And much gratitude to Master LianFei for his precious lessons. And introducing auspicious events as well as memorial service events. So in terms of service memorial events, okay, sorry. So if you so just enter 666 in the chat box to show Master LianFei that we are listening attentively to his lesson. So people on YouTube, as disciples on YouTube as well as Facebook, you can also enter 666 in the respective chat box. And do all of you all know, so we had overwhelming responses last week, and we had a lot of questions. We had about 40 questions, and part of it Master LianFei has already addressed in the previous lesson. So the remaining questions will be addressed today after today's class. So after today's class, we will again invite Master LianFei to go through each one of them. So just a gentle reminder to everyone, please ensure that your questions are relevant to today's topic, and please try to refrain from asking questions that are not relevant to today's topic. So if you have any questions pertaining to today's topic, please input them in the chat box. And if we are not able to answer your question today, fret not. So we will consolidate them and then send them to Master LianFei, and he will answer them one by one, and we will share them in the coming lessons. So so right now the MC 美娥助教 is just greeting Master LianFei as well as 一才讲师 and all disciples who are online.
还有没有写名字的？还有 V 来尼，阿巴卡布拉，丽燕师姐好，还有巴玛 English。
So greetings to all who have joined us from for this lesson from all over the world. Amidaba to everyone.
巴玛师兄好，修坚助教吉祥，爱莲助教你好，万亮师兄阿弥陀佛。哇，好多印尼的同门哦！那师姐阿弥陀佛。
So we see a lot of Indonesian disciples joining us today as well.
对吗？时间助教好，文言助教吉祥，慧明师姐好，老钟师兄 佛，赵雄讲师吉祥，莲琴法师好，文秀师姐好啊，我们的会长莲花城主上师阿弥陀佛，
We see our chairman online, Master Cheng Zhu.
小仙姑叫吉
Good evening,
祥，
Master Cheng Zhu.
陆和师兄好，国华师兄好，ND 苏曼师兄好，德旺助教吉祥，景龙助教好，
So,
丽华助教吉祥，
greetings
师
to
父
all
助
who have
教
joined
阿
us
弥
for
陀
today's
佛，
class.
坚持师
Good
兄保重。
morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Amidaba,
转了，
everyone.
我看不清楚是莲舵法师吗？莲坠法师吗？阿弥陀佛，贝蒂安师姐好，Kendra 师姐好，哇，还有很多同门，我就不能够一一的称呼大家了，因为我们的时间也差不多要到了。但是呢，非常很感恩大家都把视频打开，哇，让我们都可以互相的看到，互相的见面，真是太感动了。
So, if you're able to, please turn on your camera so that we can meet each other online. So here we will have a piece of good news to share with everyone. So the True Buddha Online University has set up a WhatsApp group. So on this WhatsApp group, everyone who has joined this WhatsApp group can share their reflections after class onto this chat and as well as interact with other True Buddha School disciples that are on this chat, and then we can learn together and we can graduate together. So from last week, we have already 8 people who have submitted their reflections. So if you wish to also view their reflections and also interact with different disciples from all over the world, please join the WhatsApp group. And if you wish to also send your own reflections into the WhatsApp group, you also please kindly join the WhatsApp group. The link to the WhatsApp group has already been sent to the chat box, so you can just click on the link and then you will be directed to the chat group. So do you all see the link on the chat box? So this link will also be sent on to the YouTube and the Facebook platforms. So today we have our very experienced Master LianFei when who will be sharing on the topic on what should we take note of when we are choosing auspicious dates. And as a true Buddha disciple, what other things can we still do? So it is now exactly 8, so let us start proper. So before we begin, let us put our palms together to pay homage to our root lineage guru, Living Buddha LianFei, our past lineage gurus of True Buddha School, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, and Dharma protectors of the shrine. We pray for blessings such that our learning journey today may be smooth and fulfilling. So let us form the Pamakumara Mudra and recite the Pamakumara mantra 7 times. Om Guru Lian Shen Siddhi Hom. 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 Amidaba. Let us welcome today's lecturer, most respected Master LianFei, most respected Chairman, Master Cheng Zhu, and most respected Education Director, Master Lian Ha, most respected Publicity Director, Master Lian Yuan, most respected PR Director, Master Lian Jia, as well as all Masters, Senior Reverends, Dharma Instructors, Dharma Assistants, and all fellow disciples online from all over the world. Good evening to all. Amidaba, everyone. Welcome all to today's class. So in our previous class, Master LianFei has shared with us on the Etiquette of Life, primarily auspicious events as well as memorial service events. And today we will begin on the second lesson, how to choose auspicious dates. So let us put our hands together to warmly welcome our most experienced lecturer today, Master LianFei, to elaborate more on today's topic on how to choose auspicious dates. Let us welcome Master LianFei. Thank you, Amidaba, everyone. Let us again put our palms together to wholeheartedly Pay homage to our root lineage guru, Living Buddha Liansheng. Pay homage to our past lineage gurus of True Buddha School and all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas of the Dharma realm. I will pray for them to radiate light and blessings on us, such as today's class will be smooth and fulfilling. Om Guru Lianshen City Home. Most respected chairman, Master Cheng Zhu, Education Director, Master Lian Ha, Publicity Director, Master Lian Yue, PR Director, Master Lian Jia, as well as all masters, senior reverends, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, cultivation leads, and all fellow disciples online. Good evening to all. Amidaba, everyone. As well as today's host, DA Mei and today's interpreters, Feng Li Zhujiao and myself. Good evening. So today we'll be talking about chapter 1, auspicious events, and lesson 2, how to choose auspicious dates. So let us first look at the requirements for selecting auspicious dates. So as we all know, according to the calculations of traditional Chinese calendrical systems, it is believed that there is auspicious and inauspicious moments within a day. So there's even year Sha, month Sha, day Sha, and hour Sha, where Sha refers to the direction where the negative influence and energy are located. So as life is often inseparable from celebratory and mourning events, there are many matters that require the careful selection of an appropriate date in order to avoid making mistakes. So in 印尼雷藏寺, we receive many visitors that come looking for me, and most of them are not true Buddha school disciples. They are mostly non-TBS disciples. And they come. Why do they come to look for me? They come to look for me to choose auspicious dates for them. So in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta, there's a lot of people. The population is very big. So if they want to get married, a lot of people have to book in advance, like 1 year in advance, to get married. And many parents are very concerned with these selection of auspicious dates, and they wish for their children to be married on an auspicious date. Then, and you can see on certain days there are many wedding invites per se. So for example, for those restaurants who are hosting this kind of weddings, they can see on a certain date there are a lot of people who wish to hold a wedding on a particular date. So it is not, but so choosing auspicious dates is not unique to Buddhism. So you can see the importance that people place on choosing a auspicious dates through this. So what is 黄道吉日 and 黑道凶日? So it is very it's 黄道吉日 is translated to yellow auspicious date as well, and then 黑道凶日 is literally translated to black auspicious date. So according to the Chinese traditional calendar system, the Chinese almanac has terms for very auspicious dates, which is also literally translated as yellow auspicious date, 黄道吉日, and very inauspicious dates, which is literally translated to black auspicious date, 黑道凶日. So while very auspicious dates are good for everything, it is not recommended to undertake important tasks on very inauspicious dates, and one must be careful in all matters on these dates. So for example, if you have important matters, it is not recommended for you to take them on very inauspicious dates, sorry. So this is the core of today's class, how to choose auspicious dates. So in terms of auspicious events or hóng-shì, there are a few events that you need to select the date for, such as getting engaged, getting married, or moving or relocation, starting of business, as well as scheduling of C-section and groundbreaking events. So actually, regardless of the type of celebratory event itself, the method and principle of selection are essentially the same. So firstly, we must be clear on the direction and the needs of the key person for that day. And at the same time, we must take note of the key person's Chinese zodiac as well, and check whether their Chinese zodiac clashes with the selected date. So we must also try to choose the most auspicious time period, 时辰 and duty dates, which is also known as 值日. So let us take a look at the Chinese almanac on the right of the screen. So the below image is extracted from the Chinese almanac of blessings for the year 2018, the year of the dog. Is 嗯
在香港呢，他们称为通胜师尊曾经说过，因为香港人喜欢打麻将嘛，所以他们就很忌讳这个通书啊，通通输掉，所以希望能够通通都胜，所以叫做通胜。那我们来看这个截图啊，这张图，大家应该对这张图。
So let's take a look at the image. I'm sure all of us have seen this before. So I think Indonesia's Eden 基金会 will also undertake the task of translating this Chinese almanac. So I think Master LianFei is sharing that there are a lot of different almanacs according to the different, followed by the different ethnic groups. Yeah. So actually, in fact, the auspicious dates are already clearly indicated in the Chinese almanac or the Chinese calendar. So as long as we understand the principles behind choosing an auspicious date, we will be able to find a suitable date. So when you're looking at the Chinese almanac, there is actually no need to understand all the elements in it. So actually, it's not as complicated as all of us. The Chinese almanac is not as complicated as what all of us think it is. So rather, we just need to pay attention to certain aspects. For example, the Chinese zodiac, the time period, also known as 时辰, duty dates, also known as 值日, as well as the do and don'ts for a chosen date. So next, we will look at something very interesting, the very interesting 12 Chinese zodiac signs. So a lot of non-Chinese groups are also very interested in this Chinese zodiac, and they have also they pay special attention to these and also have made the effort to go and find out which Chinese zodiac signs they are, despite not being Chinese. So I'm sure we're all very familiar with the 12 Chinese zodiac signs. The first one is the rat, and then second ox, third tiger, fourth rabbit. So you can just see on the screen. So regarding this 12 Chinese zodiac, so I've learned a lot. I've learned plenty from my mother in the past about this Chinese zodiac. So I'm also my dialect is Hokkien, so I'm able to memorize the 12 zodiac signs in Hokkien.
易经里面谈到的12支，也就是地支啊，那也就是子丑寅卯辰巳午未申酉戌亥，那代表的就是这个12生肖啊。所以大家对这个应该不陌生。好，我们再来看，那下面这个
Okay, so we'll take a look at the next slide.
在12生肖中会有对冲的生肖，哦，
So the above the earlier picture gives the order of the Chinese zodiac. So in the in the 12 zodiac signs, there will be an opposing or clashing sign of each Chinese zodiac. So the opposing signs are 6 years apart. And in Chinese marriage traditions, choosing a spouse with a clashing zodiac sign is seen as a big taboo, and hence much consideration is given in this area.
每隔6年，隔6岁的那个生肖呢，
Yep. So the opposing signs are 6 years apart. The clashing signs are 6 years apart.
或许这个在线上的这个在家的同们啊，会不会开始留
So
意
perhaps
自己的配偶，有些是
ladies, I was at home.
6年呐，
You might be starting to notice and or maybe
或者
finding out if you and your partner are clashing
是跟配偶
zodiac signs, or you and your children are clashing zodiac signs. So it's not just limited to your spouse, and also it's also
夫妻的生肖
um
都
you may
是
be
那
you may also want to
同
consider
啊那个也是
the clashing signs between parents and children.
自己的
So let's say if you are of the red zodiac sign and your child is of the horse zodiac sign, then you are considered to be clashing signs. As it can also be applied to at the workplace when you and your boss are whether you and your boss are clashing signs. So when choosing a date for engagement or marriage, or relocation, starting of business, scheduling of C-section, the most important is to choose a date that does not clash with one's Chinese zodiac sign. So just now, previously, the image we saw earlier, we will be dividing that image into different portions to explain, to talk about, to elaborate on. So this part right now is the topmost part of the previous image.
公元
So these are the dates in the Gregorian calendar.
最右的格子里面呢，那边写的是20日，就是20号。
So you can see the rightmost one is the 20th
什么年什么月，然后是20号，星期三，都
on Wednesday.
很清楚。
Yeah, and it goes 21st, etc. as you go towards the left. So this picture is also taken from the very first image.
是戊戌年狗年，也就是说
So
2018年这个右边的第一格啊。
so this is of the year 2018, as we have spoken earlier.
20日，星期三，这样就很了解了。好，我们再看。
So you can see the rightmost is
第二张截图呢，
the 20th of a certain month of year 2018 on a Wednesday, and it corresponds to so this image, it shows the dates in the lunar calendar. So the rightmost box shows that it is the 16th of the first month, which corresponds to the date, the 20th of a particular month earlier in the earlier image.
好，这样很清楚啦。好，我们再来看下一个图。
Okay, then the next take a look at the next picture. You can see this picture gives
刚才的星期三，农历正月16，那这一天呢，对属马 那边写冲马。
This picture gives the clashing zodiac signs of that day. So, for example, here in the very rightmost column, corresponding to day 20th on Wednesday, on the first month of 16th of the first month, this is not ideal. It clashes with people of the horse zodiac sign. So we're just taking the rightmost column as an example. So you can see the the direction, the inauspicious in a way inauspicious direction is the south. So ancient Chinese people divided day and night into 12 time periods according to the time of sunrise and sunset, and changes in the color of the sky as well as the daily activities and habits of life. So day and night here refers to the 24 hours we have in an entire, including day and night, yeah, 24 hours. So this 24 hours is divided into 12 time periods by the ancient Chinese people. So you see the different time periods listed at the bottom. So the Zi time period refers to 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. And so we should be familiar with these time periods and memorize them if possible. And the Chou Shi or the Chou time period is from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. In Shi or in time period is from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. The Mao time period is 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Chen time period is 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Si time period is 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Wu Shi, which is sorry, the Wu time period is at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So this is around noon. Wei time period is 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Shen time period is 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. You time period is this is around evening, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Xu time period is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So this is night already. And Hai time period is 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So this is the 12 time periods, the 12 时辰. So we have to be familiar with this 12时辰. 子丑寅卯到 etc. So next. So therefore, after choosing a date, after choosing a particular duty date, it is best to take note of the time period when performing the particular task or event. So if you have you have already selected an auspicious day, you have to also select an auspicious time period. So because every day there is 12 time periods, and these 12 time periods, there are auspicious time periods and inauspicious time periods. So we go for auspicious time periods and try to avoid the inauspicious time periods. So let's take a look at the next picture. And this picture is again taken from the very first picture we seen at the start. So we again take a look at the rightmost column. So the inauspicious time periods are indicated in black, while auspicious time periods are indicated in red. So let's say if we want to renovate our house, we have to usually we will choose a 除日 or a removal day. So once we have found a good date, we have to next find a good time period. So you see in the first column on the right, you see Chou time period is inauspicious, and then you can see Yin Shi and Mao Shi are auspicious. The ones in the red font are auspicious time period. So you can see, I think two of them are too early. So you can choose 辰时, which is from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. or also 巳时, which is also which is 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So you can choose these when you're doing renovation. Let's say you want to change your windows, etc. So yeah, so because in 寅时 and 卯时, even though they are auspicious time periods, they are too early. They are 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. So let's say we choose the 巳 time period, which is from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This means that we can start the renovation work at this timing. So uh so whatever time it ends, it is okay, it doesn't matter. So you have to choose the auspicious time period to start the work. So it doesn't matter what time the work ends, it only matters what time you start the work at. So the time that you start the work at must be an auspicious time period. So next, the 12 duty dates. So what are the 12 duty dates? So the 12 duty dates are the 12 stars taking turns to be on duty. And a complete cycle is made up of 12 duty dates. So what are the 12 duty dates? 见日、除日、满日、平日、定日、值日、扩日、微日、辰日、收日、开闭日. So construct days, removal days, full days, smooth days, stable days, execute days, destroy dates, danger days, success days, harvest days, open days, and close days. So these duty dates also have there are also inauspicious duty dates as well as auspicious duty dates. So you can take them as a guide to determine what can be done on that day and what cannot. Okay, so let us look at the next slide. So the first one is 除日, which is removal day, and it has the meaning of removal or elimination. So this one this day we use quite common. So let's say so earlier we mentioned that we want to renovate our house, so we can also do it on a 除日 or a removal day. So yeah, so for example, renovation of house where we want to get rid of the old things and bring in new things. Last year, the year of the rabbit, in the 7th day of the 12th lunar month, that was a removal day. So typically we Chinese do a spring cleaning on before the new year starts. So we can also do a spring cleaning, choose to do the spring cleaning on a removal day. So for example, when we are also cleaning our shrine, we can also do it on a removal day. Actually, last year in the rabbit year, the Chinese New Year Eve fell on a removal day. It was the last removal day of the year of the rabbit. However, it's a bit difficult to do spring cleaning on the Chinese New Year Day's Eve. So we can choose the previous removal day, which is I think the 17th day of the 12th lunar month, of the last lunar month before the new year came around. So the next one is the next duty day is 见日, which is a construct day, which refers to the beginning of something that has yet to happen. Next is a close day, which indicates that matters will be obstructed or blocked. So usually we do not use the do not do do not use this day. So for the next one, which we will use more often, the 开日, which is open day, it indicates that all matters will be unobstructed and all matters will be smooth and everything will go well. So let's say if you're starting a new business, you can choose to do it on this day. Next is 收日, which is harvest day. So it has the meaning of collecting back.
好，接下来成热，哇，这个是最多人采用的，是
So the next one is 成日, which is success day. So this one is used by many people. It indicates that all matters will be a success or all matters will come to fruition. So this is why a lot of people choose to do things on success days in hope that whatever they undertake, whatever activities they do will come to will be a success. So next is 微热, which is danger days. So it indicates that one must be careful in all matters.
危机也有偶尔人家采用的啊，不是说完全没有用。好，再来破热，破热指的是破裂啊，冲破的含义。嗯。
So this the next one is 破热, which is destroy days and has the meaning of destroying or breaking. And the next one is 直日, which is execute day. It indicates that all matters will be executed in a fixed way with no changes. So there are also certain ways to use this day. So let's say if you want to fix something, let's say a date, and everything will be done on that date.
OK， 哦，还有吗？来看下一张图。哎。
So let's look at the next slide. So
到那个什么满热吗？满热指圆满的含义啊。嗯。哦，有了，这好。你看这个接下来你看啊，一般订婚啦、结婚啦。
So in general, for engagement or marriage, you choose 成日、见日 or 满日, which is success days, construct days, or full days.
顾名思义啊，你看成热成就嘛。
So this is very intuitive. Success days means everything will be a success. Constructing means you're constructing a new family, and 满日 full days it has the meaning of fulfillment, completeness. Yep. So these days are often used when choosing auspicious date. So next is so apart from engagement or marriage, we look at the starting of business. So we can also choose success days, harvest days, open days, full days, smooth days, stable days, which is 成日、收日、开日、满日、平日、定日。
平定的那个收获就 OK 了，他也会写那个平热，比如说
So
要的日期呢，只有这个平热，那也 OK 啊。他不会去迁就说一定要隔几天。
So if one wants their business to be peaceful with no ups and downs, etc., you can also choose 平日, which is smooth days. 平 also has a meaning of peaceful. 定日 as which is also stable days is also a good day to choose as it means that everything is stabilized. So there are many days, many duty dates that you can choose for the starting of business. And for moving and relocation, you can choose 成日 or 出日, which is success days and removal days. So success days, in the sense that you have when you move, you have new successes. And why removal days? Because when you are kind of removing or eliminating the old and moving to a new place. Yeah, so these 2 days you can choose for moving and relocation. Right, so next, when choosing dates, apart from paying careful attention to the Chinese. Sorry. So now that you know how to read the Chinese almanac, you can help people to choose their auspicious days. Not so even if you don't do that, you can at least help yourself to choose auspicious days. So as we mentioned earlier, when choosing dates, apart from paying careful attention to the Chinese zodiac sign, the time period, the 时辰, the duty date, the 值日, we also have to take note of particular events that are ideal or taboo for that particular date. So when you have selected an auspicious date or an auspicious time period, you must also again look at what can be done, what is taboo, and what is ideal for that particular date. So if you have confirmed that whatever you want to do is ideal for that date that you have chosen, then everything will go well. So you can see in the picture on the right, the picture on the right shows activities that are ideal for a particular date as well as taboo for activities. So those that are ideal are represented in red, and those that are taboo is in black. So if one is able to select a date ideal for the particular activity, it will be the best. I think in the Chinese almanac for the Year of the Dragon, they also have specified that what the activities that is ideal and taboo for a particular date. Oh, sorry. I think the Chinese almanac gives an explanation on of the different activities that you may encounter, such as groundbreaking as well as other auspicious events. It's an explanation of the different auspicious events that you can choose an auspicious date for. And so let's take a look at the rightmost column again. So let's say you have chosen a particular date and chosen a particular time period. You have to look at this portion of the Chinese almanac to see whether the activity you want to do is ideal for that day. Sorry, I think let us look at the fifth column from the right. The red font. So the top is E and the red one is E and the black one is G. So red represents ideal activities. So here it says it is that particular date is ideal for marriage or wedding, and going out on travel probably. So let's say this particular day is a 满日, which is a full day. And you have checked that the ideal activities are wedding, marriage. So if you are choosing a date to be engaged or married, then this is the ideal date. So I think this date is corresponding to sorry, so Master LianFei is saying that this particular date is clashing with the Chinese zodiac dog, and particularly clashing with people that are 14 years old. So let me reinstate again. So if you have found a auspicious date, a particular auspicious date, in a particular auspicious time period, and it doesn't clash with your Chinese zodiac sign, and also this table, it shows that whatever you are doing is an ideal activity for that day, then you can be at peace because it is best to carry out your activity on that day. So choosing a date is not difficult, and finding an auspicious date is not an issue as well. As long as we take note of the Chinese zodiac of the key person, the time period, the duty date, as well as whether the day clashes with the key person performing the activity, then there is essentially no problem. So date selection is something people need to do in their daily lives. And as life is inseparable from celebratory and mourning events, learning how to choose an appropriate date is an essential skill. However, in the context of Tantrayana, as Tantrayana disciples, after the selection of a date, in order for the activity to proceed even more smoothly, the key person can perform boundary protection and cleansing, or invite a true Buddha Dharma propagator to do so. So the ritual is not difficult. You can simply chant the Great Compassion Dharani and visualize the rays of the Dharani entering the water, and then sprinkle this great compassionate Dharani water at the four corners of the venue is equivalent to performing boundary protection. So after performing this boundary protection, the venue will be purified and peaceful. So with an appropriate date selected as well as boundary protection performed at the venue, all matters will go smoothly. So actually, date selection is not a difficult thing, and actually been very simplified to be suitable for us to take into consideration when we carry out our daily activities. So I have also found an article from one of Grandmaster's books, and I will share this article. I'm sure that it will answer a lot of questions you guys have in your hearts. So this article is from book 225, Divination to Wow You, particularly in chapter 8, Inauspicious for Various Matters. So let us just we'll take some time to read this article. So Master LianFei is reading the article. Huang Bin and his wife, who are my disciples. So this is from Grandmaster's book. So Huang Bin and his wife, who are my disciples, were overjoyed when they found out that his wife was pregnant. They asked me to choose a date for her C-section, with her due date being around September 14. So I consulted the Golden Mother of the Jade Pond for an auspicious date, and she indicated that September 9 would be suitable for the procedure. So I informed Huang Bin and his wife of this, and they were thrilled, as it was a date chosen by Grandmaster Lu with the guidance of the Golden Mother of the Jade Pond, so they had no objections. However, when they returned home, they encountered a problem. Huang Bin's father was very stubborn. He said no. Why not? Huang Bin asked. His father replied, that day happens to be your mother's memorial day. So his mother passed away young. So what's wrong with having the procedure on her memorial day? It is not allowed, and that's final, says Huang Bin's father. So Huang Bin's father continued to say, I checked the Chinese almanac, and September 9 is a day with Da Hao, which is literally translated to great loss or something being used or consumed or used up. So September 9, he checked, was a day with Da Hao in the Chinese almanac, indicating that it was auspicious for various matters. How can your teacher not even know this basic information? This was what Huang Bin's father said. So this date was indicated by the Golden Mother of the Jade Pond, Huang Bin explains. Whether it is the Golden Mother of the Jade Pond or not, if it's inauspicious, it's inauspicious. This is in black and white. Why are you still arguing? Please ask your teacher to choose another date. Huang Bin also checked the Chinese almanac and indeed found it marked as inauspicious for various matters. What to do? Huang Bin could only muster the courage to relay his father's opinion to me and requested for reconsideration of the chosen date. I responded with a calm smile. I asked, "Do you know the verse of auspiciousness?" Huang Bin replied, "Yes. Auspicious day, auspicious night, auspiciousness throughout the entire day. Among all auspiciousness, praying for blessings of our Guru, reception by our Idam, and protection from Dharma protectors. You recite it 3 times and that should be sufficient." Huang Bin said, "My father is stubborn. He won't listen. He insists if it's inauspicious for various matters, that is inauspicious. He checked the Chinese almanac himself, and on September 12th, there are no clashes. Plus it is a day with sun virtue and moon virtue. Um, so only if we choose that day, then will he be satisfied." I said, "If that's the case, then let's go along with what your father has chosen. September 12th it is." Huang Bin said, "I'm sorry." I replied, "It is okay. It is important that the whole family is satisfied. I don't mind." On the afternoon of September 9, Huang Bin exclaimed, Grandmaster Lu's divine calculations are accurate. Incredibly accurate. On the morning of September 9, my wife experienced severe contractions and was rushed to the hospital. She gave birth naturally to a chubby baby boy. Grandmaster Lu is incredibly accurate. So take note that the wife had a natural birth instead of doing a C-section. So I smiled calmly and said, "Recite the High King Avalokitesvara Sutra 7 times and dedicate the merits to the baby." So this is the end of the story. So regardless, Master LianFei say regardless whether it is a auspicious event or a memorial service event, if you can't choose an auspicious date, you just recite the verse of auspiciousness and everything will go well. So in this story, Golden Mother has already given the date, even though it is indicated as inauspicious for various matters. But since Golden Mother has already said it, this will be the date. Uh, Everything prove itself to in the end. So yeah. So even so from this story we see that even if the father insisted that um for another date different from what Golden Mother has chosen and what Grandmaster Lu has given, eventually things still happen on the actual date that Golden Mother of the Jade Pawn chose. So in terms of choosing dates, we try to avoid dates that are inauspicious for various matters. Try not to do anything important or undertake any important things on that particular inauspicious day. So I remember some time back when still during the pandemic, when many people passed away due to the pandemic. So there was at that time there was not even enough space in the mortuary. Why? Because there were too many people that were passing away because of the pandemic. And during that period, family members were not allowed to sorry so the body was not allowed to be put at the mortuary for a very long period. It may only be there for about 4 days, or it for or maybe for people with better luck for about 1 week. So some people have actually the body was sent to cremation on the first day, and then the third day they completed all funeral proceedings. So why is this the case? Because at that period, even if they held any memorial service, there were nobody could attend anyway because of the pandemic. So some people actually came to me to choose a date for cremation as etc. So with such a short time frame, it is quite difficult to choose an auspicious date because they had to choose an auspicious date within like 2 days because of the mortuary requirements. etc. So what do I tell them? I tell them that I often advise them to just recite the verse of auspiciousness and everything will be fine. Everything will be auspicious. And everything will go smoothly after you have recited this verse. So at that period, at that time, this verse of auspiciousness is really very useful. I forwarded this verse during that time period. I forwarded this verse to many people through my phone. So after you recite this verse, your heart will feel calmer and you'll be at peace. So what is important is that your heart is at peace. So even if you have an auspicious date but your heart is not at peace, it will also be an inauspicious date. So Master LianFei is saying that you can recite this verse of auspiciousness to have a peace of mind, and anything you and that day that you have chosen will be an auspicious day.
的当年的运势大家看明历的时候也是可以看那边就是说，比如说今年龙年，那今年龙年呢对属什么人的这个在哪一个月份有利或者整年什么对他有利，什么对他不利，什么要注意的、要小心的，他都有列出来，他都有列出来
I think if you look at the
我有一年
um
那一年呢，对这个我的生肖，
明历you
而且
can kind of tell according to your Chinese zodiac sign, the fortune you are expected to have for that year.
在那个开年年初我们就开始注意这些了。哇，血光之灾，那今年血光之灾多可怕！所以呢，其实那一年还没有进入那一年的时候我已经手上有农民历了，我就开始注意到了，哇，明年血光之灾，所以我就开始。
I think Master LianFei is sharing about a particular year where it was forecasted to be a rather a year of I think literally translated bloody disasters. So Master LianFei is saying that he did his homework for the year. He recited a lot of hiking sutra for that year. So there was once he was traveling and he was in the hotel and before he left, he locked the he closed. So at the moment when he was leaving the hotel, when he was leaving his room, sorry, he was closing the hotel room door. His finger got caught in the door, so his finger was jammed in the door. To the extent that blood came a drop of blood came out of his finger. So even though it was very painful, Master LianFei was very happy because the year forecast was a very bloody year. So when he saw that he had a drop of blood on that on his hand, it was maybe it was an indication of the the forecast of blood for that day. So it's not a very major incident according to Master LianFei because he has done his homework. So he only got like a drop of blood. When he jammed his finger on the room door.
过了一个结束了，也等于过了一个结束。但是
So
把大事化小嘛。
So in a sense that he has overcome the bloody disaster for that year. So Master LianFei is also sharing another instance when you brush your teeth and you have like a bit of blood on your gums. That is also kind of a bloody disaster for your year. So in the sense that you have averted a major bloody disaster. Alright, so I think we have ended today's class. So in Indonesia the time is 7 8:52, and right now in Malaysia timing is 8:52. So we will end today's class, but we have sorry. Okay, so Master LianFei is saying that last week after last week's class, there were some disciples who called Master LianFei, "Hey Master LianFei, I thought when you do sharing, you often have you often close the lesson with a song. So today I will be doing that, and it has been so it will be on the next slide. So this is a song, a kind of a Buddhist song. So I'll be muting, so I think you can hear Master LianFei sing. And you can sing together if you can follow the pinging on the screen.
我们一起来忏悔，远离那世间是与非。我们现在来忏悔，放下烦恼与怨恨尘灰。我们用心来忏悔，愿世尊擦干我的泪。我们真诚来忏悔，愿世尊洗涤我心灰。往昔所作诸恶罪，皆因贪嗔痴所累。我今皆忏悔，不愿再违背世尊无言无私的教诲。不管身心有多疲惫，求生净土愿不退。我今皆忏悔，念佛不怕累，断烦恼世尊永相随。
Alright, so this is a song of repentance, and the English translated lyrics is in the chat box. So many health experts have recommended singing to prolong one's life. So alright, so last week we have a lot of questions. So today we will be addressing them one by one. So the first one.
好，那更好，谢谢。
好的，第一个问题是
Okay, so the first question is, good evening, Master. Can we place the diseased ashes on a tablet at home and place something the disease used often in their lifetime in the columbarium instead? So good evening. So in general, the ashes of the disease is generally placed at the columbarium, which is or you call it lingguta. So why do we not put it at home? Because ashes are something that the deceased left behind, so the yin energy is quite strong. So we try our best to not put them at home instead. Put them at home and instead place them in the columbarium of a temple. Yep. So if you can place them in the columbarium, particularly of a temple, it will be the best. So they have also asked whether it is okay to put something the deceased use often in their lifetime in the columbarium.
彩虹雷藏寺不是有那个双莲镜吗？那边可以安骨灰。
So in Seattle,
好久以前我已经请
Remote Temple,
那我本身呢也
the 双莲镜, Master LianFei
除
has
了每年那个秋季大法会啊，我会把那
gotten
个
a
衣服
space there,
去啊，然后参加
a
秋
slot
季的
there.
那个升旗仪式。那我也把我的升旗物安在哪里呢？安在我已经定了的那个骨灰塔的塔位。
So Master LianFei
那个
also
是
put
升旗
his
位，
生祭
那个
物
是等于是
at
莲位，
the
当然那个是莲生位
slot that he has
啊。
at
那以后呢，
the
过后呢，
Rainbow
什么
Temple
时候是我
双莲
的往生位
so
呢？那我往生以后，可能我的骨灰也会被
Columbarium.
带去那个什么西雅图雷藏寺啊，由谁来带去啊？有这么远啊？所以那个我的生机物
So
呢，
Master
就
LianFei is
是由
sharing that
这个金色的
because
大便
he did this is
去带
because
去火化
he
啊。
when he passes he may not be able
当
to
然这个
transport
新闻
his
问的问题
ashes
假
to
如
Seattle Rainbow
他
Temple, so he has chose to put
交给
something
他的骨灰塔，
that
就好像
represents
就好像放在
his
那
him
个
in his energy in a sense at,
那
at
假
the
如
Columbarium.
他有那个他王子的那个常用的东西呢，他要放在骨灰塔，那也是可以的，
So
可以的。
if so if you wish to
家
put
里头放骨灰，就
so if you
可以
put
把那个骨灰
if
放
you
在
wish
那
to
个骨
put
灰塔
something
里
the
面，
deceased use often in their
这样
lifetime
子
in the
就比
Columbarium,
较
it is
符
also
合那个范
you
围。
can do so, but the problem here in this for this question is that it is not recommended to put the
这
diseased
个
ashes
问题啊，可
at
以延伸
home.
到很多。
Yep. So
我记得
yeah.
3年前我的三姐往生的时候啊，
Mm.
她其实
So
以
actually, this
前
question
呢
can
是
be
她的公婆去供，
expanded in
所
many
以
ways.
今
So
年
Master
也
Linfei is
是把
sharing
她
that
找到那个
previously when
香
his
港的烟谷
sister
雷藏寺那边，还已经看中一个塔位，那边可以放骨灰，他已
um
经定了
sharing
那个塔位。
a story about
在
his
他往生
sister.
的时候呢，因为是
So when his sister
时辰
passed, I think
所以
he has
我也
she
没有
has
放
secured
他的那个骨灰送到那
a
个
slot at the
LianFei
Columbarium
在香
because
港，
his sister
送到
passed
在 LianFei 的烟谷雷藏
in
寺，
during the pandemic.
所以呢，当时就把
He
他
was
的
not able to
骨灰
send his
安在我
ashes
的换骨
to
器，
the
就像
Columbarium
骨
that
灰一样安在
his
我们
sister has
给的那
chosen,
个寺庙的骨灰塔
and he could
那个
only
换气，就在那边
put
刚
his
好有
sister's
邻居
ashes at
刚好有塔位提
um
供的给他使
uh
用，所以
um
他呢除了
a
在那个
Sutrayana
显教
temple
寺庙那边有个
together
骨
with
灰
his parents'
塔位以
ashes.
外呢，在岩谷雷藏寺，他那边也有一个骨灰塔位。那我就是把他的衣物呢，他常用的衣服啊，寄到那个岩谷雷藏寺，由他们来放进去
Oh,
他的
so for
骨灰
the
塔里面。
for the columbarium that
也
his
是很
sister
多
has
人做
chosen
这
at
个
岩谷雷藏
仪
寺,
式，做这个仪式。
莲妃上师
那这
send
个仪式上呢，
his sister's
我们
clothes
在岩谷雷
over
藏寺也有那
to
莲位
to be put in that slot
不是放骨灰
instead.
的，我会跟他安一个莲位。那在雅加达有一个彩虹同修会，因为他们关系很好，跟那边同门好，那边同门呢也很发心，也免费给他一个莲位给他，所以还有4个地方哦，这样也
So
是
I
可以
think
的。
his sister
那
also
对还说这个到时
maintain a
给那
very
个
good
香
relations
港的
with
吧，
I didn't catch the name
那
particularly
也是 OK 的，没问题
chapter
没问题。
TBS temple in Jakarta. So actually her
谢谢
she has 4
讲的，
locations.
我们下一个问题，好。
Yeah, so that is
谢
also
谢上
okay.
师。第二个问题是，上师，祖先的骨灰是否可以撒在山上或者地上？哪个
So the
方
next
法
question,
家人更好？感恩。
他这里是讲
Master,
是
can the
否可以
ashes
撒在
of
山
our
上、撒
ancestors
在
be
地上
scattered on
都
the
很好。
mountains or
为什
the
么呢？
ground? Which method would be better for the family? So there are 2 methods here. The
他
scatter on the first is scatter on the
是
mountain,
说
second is scatter on the
骨灰
ground.
是很
So
好的，
both methods are not
因为我们
recommended.
不行海葬的，以
So
前到现在都做
why
海
not
葬，
just place the ashes
是
in the
是好
columbarium
的。
of a temple? So actually in
我
Indonesia, scattering the
他为
ashes
了好
into
处
the
理他
sea
海，
is also not recommended, even though it's quite popular in
他没有个
Indonesia.
他没有一个安身之地啊。假如
It is not
有火
recommended
葬
because there
也
is
是
kind
好，
of no place
火
for
葬也
the
是好，火葬是要安在骨灰塔，那个就很好，有个安身之地。那撒在山
for
上撒在地上
the
也跟等于是撒在大海
sorry
里，那个就没有安身之地。
yep, so
是
in
这
a
样说
sense
吗？
when you scatter the
留
ashes
下一个
on the mountains or
在
the
地上
grounds
完
on
全没有
the
人。
or into the sea,
那
the
一般
it's not recommended because the deceased will not be able to find a place to settle unless you're talking about a very big figure,
谢谢上司。
then
第三题，上司
otherwise it's not
晚安。
recommended.
在个人的坛城是否可以供奉茉莉之天
Good
上
evening,
和
teacher.
火焰
Sorry,
神的角
sorry.
色？
Good evening,
是
master.
否有
Can we
所
enshrine
不
the
经典
statue
的
of
形状？是否需
Marici
要
Bodhisattva
创作
or
的
the heavenly god of
形
fire
状？
on our personal
或是
shrine?
只
Is there
是
a
拍拍
corresponding sutra or heart
谢谢
mantra
上
for the
司，
heavenly
感
god
恩。
of fire? Do we need to recite the sutra or mantra, or can we only prostrate and pay homage? So, for for your personal shrine, you can enshrine the statue of Maharishi Bodhisattva. However, for the heavenly god of fire, it is usually enshrined in the Homa ceremony hall. So, Maharishi Bodhisattva, there is a corresponding there is a Maharishi Bodhisattva Heart Sutra, Heart Mantra and Sutra. So if you have received the respective empowerment, you can recite the Maharishi Bodhisattva Heart Mantra and Sutra. So since you have already enshrined it in your personal shrine, of course you have to recite the sutra or and mantra and not just prostrate and pay homage.
带领大众吃饭前，
The fourth question is, I often lead prayers before meals at weddings and with guests of all religions and
是否可以
faiths.
先称呼至高无上的
So
神？
before reciting the offering mantra, is it okay to address the supreme spirits first? So in Indonesia, there is a custom, regardless of whatever event it is. Maybe so regardless of whatever event it is, for example, could have been initiating a very important discussion or a very important event. So it is the custom to invite someone to lead prayers. So Master LianFei is saying that previously when Grandmaster Okay, so Master LianFei is sharing that previously when Grandmaster was holding a ceremony in Indonesia, they they also did a prayer before the actual ceremony. So this is the custom in Indonesia. So Master LianFei is saying that when you are leading prayers for guests of different religions on public occasions or at public venues, so as a TBS disciple who has been invited to lead prayers, you can just follow your own you can just follow the True Buddha Tantric Dharma. We don't have to go with the customs of different religions. So for example, weddings, I've been requested to I've been invited to the stage to lead the prayer. So I went up to lead the offering mantra as well as a few prayers before that. So this San Jiang Shi may be referring to this kind of situation when you are invited to lead the entire the entire audience in prayers. So Master LianFei is saying that you, as a True Buddha school disciple, you have to start with paying homage to our root lineage guru as well as our root lineage guru and lineage gurus of TBS. Then recite the four refuge mantra, and then you can do the offering mantra. So we have to follow our own True Buddha's Tantric Dharma, have to follow our own religion. So pay homage to Buddha,
这是我不
Runish Guru,
好，
the
谢谢。
triple gems
好，谢谢
before
法
starting
师。
prayers.
第五个问题是，佛所安在
So it
陀
is the
罗尼
duty of true
咒
Buddha
经怎
school
么念？
practitioners to
您请
propagate the
详
true
细
Buddha
指
tantric
教。
dharma.
还有茉莉支天经是逢事念的吗？如果不会念，可不可以播放
So the
录？
question here is,
安
how
在
does one
咒
recite the
念
mantra of
是什么？
peaceful home? Do we recite the
这三个
Marisi
字里面
Sutra
有
during
很
auspicious
很
events?
大
If we do not know how to
很高
recite
的
it, can we
成
play
分
a recording
就
of
是
it?
一个安
What is
在
the
陀罗
contents
尼
of
嘛。
the
那
mantra
安
of
在陀罗
peaceful
尼
home?
咒呢，是安在
So
陀罗尼咒经里面的一段咒文。那个上网可以找到，佛说安在陀罗尼咒经啊，它不会
the mantra of
很精彩
peaceful home is a
比较
portion
简单
of
一点，也很好念。
is a
只是
portion of the
那
sutra of
个文
peaceful
字的
home.
形
So you
式
can
应该属
search
于普通话的啊。
you can
所
search
以
it online. Is
我找看，假如我有那
so
个
it
资
is
料
not
的话，
as
我
it
可
is
以
shorter than the
转
High
发
King
给这
Sutra.
个
So Master LianFei is saying that if
主持
he
人，再
has
转发给这个
um
这个
yeah so if he has a
同门。
if he can find a
那
copy
摩
of
利
the
支天
mantra of
经
peaceful
是
home,
怎
he
么
will
念呢？
forward it
上次
to
是
the
是
host
提到
and
说，
the host will share
假
it with
如我
us.
是去给新开张的那个同门做红事的仪式的话，那刚好他的生意是什么？他的生意是那种小超市的啊，类似这样子。那
So
除了
Master LianFei is sharing
佛说
that
安
if
在陀
he
罗
is
尼咒
invited
经，
to
也可以放一段佛说摩利支天经。
to
摩利支天经是防贼的嘛，啊，就是
business
公
opening
司的
ceremony.
开张的
So
时
he
候，再
will
加上佛说摩利支天经啊，并不
he
是
will also
整个
he
红
will
事
also
都叫做
recite
摩利支天
the
经，不是的。
so let's say if they're opening us maybe a
那
small
安在
supermarket,
咒呢，
then he will recite
刚
the
刚才讲了，
Marisi
佛说
Sutra because it
佛说
is
安在陀罗尼咒
it
经里面
protects
的内容。
against
哦，好，谢谢。
burglars. So
谢谢
the
上师。那我们期
their
待上
business will
师
not
给我
be
们
robbed
讲
in a
解
way.
这个咒音。
So thank
好，上
thank you
师，
Master. So
请
we
问
look
茉莉
forward
支天
to
经写都
Master
是红
sharing
色
with
的，
us
不
the
知道
mantra of
为
the
什么。
peaceful home.
好，
So the
那
next question
这
is,
个
I'm unable to
因
recite
为
the
这个咒语
Marisi Sutra. Why is this so?
摩利支天
Why is
经
this so?
这个我可以给他那个
So he
音档，
sorry the disciple is
也可
asking,
以
I'm unable
告
to
诉他。
recite the
好，谢谢
Marisi
谢谢
Sutra
上
and he
师。
does not know why. So
接
what
下
what should
来
he
因
do?
为上
So
师
Master
一
Lianfei is
般
saying that he will
使
share
用者必须用
the
往
Marisi
生
Sutra with
贝
us
吗？
also.
因为往生贝的价格
So
也
good
不便
evening, Master
宜。
Lianfei. As the Bado
这
blanket
个
is quite
听起
costly,
来
is it
很
a
奇
must
怪。
for the deceased to use the Bado blanket?
你看，既然都已
So
经往
this
生了，
this
而
is a
且又
very
这么
weird
大的
question.
事，那一张
So
往生
since
贝
one
贵
has
也没有
passed
用
already,
啊，
and
也不会贵到哪里
death is
去。
actually a very big
所
event
以
for
这个
the
往生贝
diseased.
对一个王子来说是非常非
So
常
the
重
Bado
要的，
blanket
而且
is
是第
of
一时间
utmost
就要用
important to
到
the
的。
disease, and
所以
it
之
is
前
something that
如
needs to
果
be
是
used
王子，可能
immediately
是
by the diseased.
生病很重的啦，或者是
So
可
let's
能
say if the
老人家
disease
啦，都要准备好了。
when he was
上个星期我们
when
也提到
let's say if he's
有这
already
个有这
quite
个
or
很
quite
好的，
elderly,
有
or if
老
he
人
is
家的， 建
sick,
议先准备往生贝
it
去
is
烧上
ideal
这
to
金
kind
光
of
大道。
prepare the Bado blanket for them,
所
and
以
as well as
不能
the
往生贝会贵到连
nectar pill and the Vaja sand. So I do
不
not
是
think that
总
it
是
is
所以
the bundle blanket
这个
is
是非常
that
重要的，
expensive that some that families cannot
绝对要准备的，
obtain it.
没
So
有
the bundle
没
blanket
有什么
again
可以
is
比
very
的，
very
是那个火一
important.
生当
So
然是
there
最
is
重要的，人的
it is
生
very
命
important to
那
the
么脆弱
disease.
的，
So there is
要
no
怎么
way
样
around it.
要怎么样去帮助他，
And this is the final way, one of the
这个
final
是
ways
最
that
后
you
的
can
那
help the
个那个
diseased
阶段啊，就
in
是
the
帮助
disease
他，
the
那怎么帮
last
助他？
stage of life.
可能
So
就是一个
it
往生
is
贝，
recommended
往生贝盖上去
to get the bottle blanket
盖上去
for
的
the
时间，
deceased.
让他不要被冤亲债主来靠近嘛，
So when you first
所以
place the
所
bottle
以
blanket
我想
on the disease,
应该要
it
准备
is
的，
actually protecting the disease
在
from karmic
上个
karmic
星期
debtors.
上师一说了之后，就有一个老菩萨，他立刻信息我，他跟我说：“你今年去西雅图的时候，一定要帮我买往生被，因为上
So
次很重
Mayor
要。”
Zhu Jiao is sharing that
所以上次
once Master
往
Lian
生
Fei
的
has
时候，
shared
大
it
家一定要
last
很
week,
细心的听，句句
some
都是
disciple actually
注音，
contacted
都是很
Zhu
好
Jiao
的。 好，
to
接下
request for
来
her to
谢谢。
get a bottle blanket from
上师话
Seattle
比较长，
when she goes to
剩下
Seattle. her for her. So this is a longer question. I know that reciting the Kastigaba Bodhisattva's name and dedicating the merits to the fetus, the baby will not cry so often after birth and will be very easy to look after. So this is 100% true. That day master mentioned it is best if the pregnant mother can perform boundary protection, and if not, her husband outside the delivery room can also perform boundary protection. However, during the process of giving birth, the pregnant mother's family will be extremely anxious, and it is hard for them to remain calm inside. So unless the practitioner has extremely stable meditative concentration due to cultivation, so it is quite difficult for them to do boundary protection. So in this case, while waiting, can everyone recite the Kastigaba Bodhisattva's name instead, or his heart mantra, and dedicate the merits towards a smooth delivery and the good health of mother and child? Does this have the same effectiveness and blessing power? So Master LianFei is saying that you can't recite the Kasagaba sutra on the day of giving birth itself. This has to be done prior to giving birth, and on the day itself, of course, this is recommend this is you yeah, you can do this to recite, which is to recite the Kasagaba Bodhisattva's name to ensure smooth delivery. Can we lead? The next question is, can we lead the memorial service chanting for our own parents? So this question, so the answer to this is, let's say if this person is a Dharma assistant, and when his or her parents pass, can he or her lead the memorial service chanting for their own parents? So that day, when if on the day itself there is no master reverend or Dharma instructor at the venue on the day itself, then the Dharma assistant can lead. However, if there are masters or reverends or Dharma instructors present, it will be best for the Dharma assistant to let them lead the session.
土葬火葬是最典型的土葬当然是它有它的那个一片土地嘛，就已经安置在那边。那火葬呢，当然是我指的火葬是它
This
把
question is talking about flower burial. So with regards to flower burial, will it provide the deceased with a place to settle, which is so similar to a burial and cremation?
所以海葬啊、花葬啊，那个我没有归属感的。
So it is not recommended. So I think Master LianFei is recommending both burial and cremation. So other forms of burial like flower burial, sky burial, as well as scattering the ashes to the sea is not recommended, as the disease will not have, in a way, will not have a place to settle. So the next question is how to perform sky burial. So actually you can just Google YouTube. You can find you can Google sorry, you can go onto YouTube to kind of see how the sky burial is conducted. But before you do that, I think you need to have you need to prepare yourself first. So actually sky burials are Tibetan custom, and the general public do not practice it. So so you can just go onto YouTube to see how sky burials are performed. And I think Master LianFei is saying that I think it is the daikinis taking care of the body after death. So this generally the general public do not practice it. Yeah. So if Master LianFei is saying that if he were to bring this sky burial procedure into Indonesia, many people will have a shock. Yep. So Okay, so the next question is my father wants a burial, like the earth burial, while my mother wants to be cremated. What should I do? So actually this question is not very clear. Master LianFei is saying is quite confused who is the deceased here. So he yeah, so so if so this the answer to this question is, so if the father wants a burial, then let him
请问上
let
是
him have the earth
王者
burial,
飞
and then if the mother wants to
在
be cremated,
天
then
上
so be it,
吗？
let her be cremated.
那么王者之前居住的国家还需要安排位吗？
The next question, question 13 is, Master, if the deceased ashes are placed at the columbarium at Rainbow Villa, then is it still necessary for the deceased to have a tablet in the country where they lived in before? So Master LianFei is saying that actually he has answered this question earlier. So you can have multiple areas for the disease. The disease can be placed at kind of uh settled at different areas. So apart from a columbarium, so apart from just one columbarium, they can be settled at different place columbariums, I think. I think Master LianFei is sharing that he has multiple slots in a way at different 雷藏寺. And previously he was sharing the story about his sister. His sister has a place at um a particular 雷藏寺 in Jakarta and another 雷藏寺 in Jambi, and also one more in 印尼 雷藏寺, as well as I didn't catch that, but so in a way, his sister has 4 locations that she was settled at, that she was placed at. So Master LianFei is sharing another story about a family with so they sorry, but a family, I think, who came to look for Master LianFei. I think they were siblings. I think one of the siblings was a Buddhist disciple, but not a true Buddha school disciple, but just a non-TBS Buddhist disciple. So this Buddhist disciple decided that he wanted his parents' ashes to be placed at 印尼 雷藏寺, but his other siblings did not agree. They saw that they said that there was no need. So this particular Buddhist disciple actually went back to Master LianFei alone personally. So she went to look for Master LianFei alone and said that she was very sad that her siblings did not agree for her decision to put her parents' ashes at 印尼 雷藏寺. So Master LianFei was advising her that actually you don't need to consult your siblings. There's no need to consult your siblings. There's also no need to tell them that you have secured a place for your parents at 印尼 雷藏寺. You can just do it, and then also you can just do it. So there will be merits from this deed. So it is, of course it is, yeah, so but Master LianFei is saying that it's also okay if her siblings do not come to pay their respects at 印尼 这样子, so it's perfectly fine. Of course, it is ideal that all siblings agree to come together, or come to an agreement on where to put their parents' ashes at. and also to come to that venue to pay their respects after. But if it's not if it's quite difficult, then you can just make the decision yourself. So there is actually there's no right for the siblings to stop her. It is okay. She can just do it on her own and yeah, come to pay respects to her parents on her own as well. So Master LianFei is saying that when he was very young, when he was 3 years old, his father already passed.
像到过去有一个小镇啊，叫丁仪市啊，得名丁义，丁仪市，去那边安一个什么我父亲是土葬的，在仙达市土葬。
So his father was buried.
是大陆福建省莆田县的一个分店啊，在雅加达也有九里洞。那在那个丁仪市小镇也有九里洞。那我母亲时常去那边拜拜，所以她就在那边安一个神位啊，一个莲位，还是木
So
做的。
his mother actually
那他自己也本身叫那边人呢，那边庙公做一个莲位，就是他以后往生的时候呢，这个莲位就是我母亲的啦啊，所以我父亲的莲位。
I think I'm not sure.
我母亲的莲位，我母亲莲位它是用的红纸在包起来。
This is a particular place. So her mother got his mother got a place at a particular place.
过世之前一直吩咐我，假如他有一天不在了，希望我能够回到那时候我们已经搬来雅加达了，已经到雅加达生活了。回去那个苏门答腊岛的丁仪市那边，把他的那个莲位的红纸把它拆开来，啊。好了，往生以后呢？
Okay, so the story is Master LianFei, when his father passed, his mother went to I can't remember, I think a place in Sumatra to set up a tablet for his father, and then she also got a space beside. And she also kind of reserved a space beside the father. So when she passed, she requested to be settled, placed there. So Master LianFei is saying that when his mother passed, he went to that place in Sumatra. So actually before when his mother reserved the tablet, because she has not passed yet, the tablet is kind of wrapped in red paper. So after she passed, Master LianFei went to that place in Sumatra to request for the red paper to be removed. So he told the person in charge to remove the red paper for his mother, but what he got from but the person in charge there told Master LianFei that I can't find your mother's name. There's no tablet with your mother's name. So this so that's what the person in charge told Master LianFei, that there was no tablet with his mother's name. So Master LianFei was saying, this is impossible. I was here when I was young, and so Master LianFei is saying that I think she had to rush back for something, so he couldn't make it. He couldn't visit the place soon afterwards. So Master LianFei requested for the person in charge there to do another thorough check. Okay, so I think after then the person in charge told Master LianFei, so if to kind of do a divination lot. So if it's a very favorable divination lot,
那往生以后呢，红纸拆开来就等于是往生位，就好像我个人在西雅图彩虹雷藏寺那个双莲镜那边，我现在人还活着， 那我的那个生机物呢，在里面呢，那个就是我的延伸位。那有一天我往生以后呢，那边做个仪式啊，那个就是我的往生位了。
往
生位。所以你看，
Yeah.
我母亲除了在那个九里洞有个莲位以外啊，那我在雅加达有她的那个骨灰塔，在印尼里
Yep.
藏寺，
So,
哇，还有3个地方哦，有3个地方有这个有一个莲位哦哦，所以这个是不稀奇的啊。
I think so. I think eventually the Muslim Faith's mom's tablet was unwrapped with unwrapped the red paper on the tablet was unwrapped eventually.
哦，这个问题真的时常会碰到。
Okay, so we will go on to the next question.
那既然他那个孩子到他那一代
So
拜祖先的，可能
what
他的
do we do with the
跟他
ancestral
的
tablets of
爸爸
families
妈妈
whose sons or children do not engage in ancestor
拜
worship?
拜，那连现在父亲都往生了，可能是这样子吧。
So this is a very
我们不
common
能够
problem. Actually,
那他这个孩子
most
我
of
们
our
是
elders do
否
engage in
这个
ancestor
怎么
worship,
去处理呢？
but after the
因为
elders have
并
passed
不是
away,
不可能，
their
是父
children
亲没有去理他的那个
do
孩
not
子，
take care of
是
the
我们
ancestral
去把
tablets.
它处理掉，把它化掉啊，把它化掉。
So
所以
it is also
我
not good
们
to not
政府
clean
中
or not clear
会
the
到他
tablets
会
of
去他的
the
坟
ancestral
墓
tablets.
找个土热的，
So
当然是
you
先
may wish to
问一下是不是可以这样子处理，那这样子
uh
处理掉以后呢，就相安无事了，我们时常会碰到这样的问题，
kind
孩
of,
子的那个
for lack
思
of a
想，
better word, dispose
他
of
也
them.
是
But of course,
曾经有
you
这样
have
的问
to
题， 家里是
inform the
家里
ancestors
他不
first,
可能
and then
用这
select
个
a 出日 or
或者
removal
是
day
洗
to
它，
do it because it's not good to
在
leave
他的南
the
的
tablets
当归地
around
下
when
面
nobody
放
is
他
taking
父
care of
亲
them.
的牌位，对不对？但是他又心里想要供奉他的父母亲，怎么办？那他的兄弟姐妹又不肯拜这个祖先，所以呢，
Okay, I
我
think
就
Grandma, sorry, Master LianFei is sharing a
到印度大
story
寺或者到真佛宗道场，
about
那也
a
就是愿
disciple
意准备
who
他的那个灵
whose
位，
siblings are
先
not keen to take
可能
take
就
care
处理了，
of the
很难的
ancestral tablets.
，OK，
So Master Lianfei is saying that you
好，谢谢上师。
can move them
上
to
师阿弥陀
印尼
佛，
内藏寺,
是否可以把
and that will
祖
be
先的
a
牌
better way
位挂起来，
to
还有
manage
骨头火化，
manage
把
these
它安在灵
tablets.
骨塔？因为现在坟墓在小乡，没人清理。
这个可以的，
So
可以的，
the
那个
next
骨
question
头
is,
也
would
要
it be
清理，
possible to dig up my
所以那个也是要好好
grandfather's
的处理，
grave,
因为这个
perform
是
cremation
也是
for
一些
him, and then
宗教的
place
问
the
题，
ashes in the
如
columbarium,
果不
as the
可以
grave is in a
的
small
话，他
village with
的
no
灵
one
柩
cleaning it?
是在
So
他的
yes, it
灵
can be
柩那
done.
里，然后找一个
So how,
这个指
but
日指示是要很小
one
心去
must
节
first
日
use
指
the
示，
divination card method to inform the
然后
deceased,
呢，
and then select an
把祖
appropriate
先的
date to
骨灰
perform the
放
task.
到寺庙的灵骨塔，这个是很好
Yep.
的，嗯。
Yep.
好，
So it
谢
is
谢上
ideal
师。
to
最后一
place the
题，
ashes in the
阿弥
columbarium.
陀佛。很多华人新春后会
So this is the last
较
question.
早
After
回
the Lunar
家
New
乡
Year,
过
many
节，
Chinese people
不
need to
能
find a
回
suitable date to
所
start
以
work
为何
after
有些
resting or
人
closing for the
有
new
不同
year.
的答
How
案？
do we find a suitable
请
date, and
点
why
头
do some
又
people
是
have
否
different
准的借
answers?
财神乐怎
In
么开
addition,
工？
can we
谢
start
谢
work on the
上
same
师。
day given by Grandmaster to receive the
他这
fortune
里
god?
指的那个会有不同的答案，是可能这样子，因为值日啊，
So why do
你
people
有
have
不同的
different
责
dates
任，
or
他
different
会
answers
给你不同的回答，
when
那个是有可能
in a
的，
sense when you're trying to find a suitable
也
date
是
to
蛮多
find
好的
to start work?
时辰也是
So
蛮多的。
Master Lianfei is
那
saying that actually there are many
新春
auspicious
过后呢，要
days.
开工，
So there are many
一
days
年前在元宵
auspicious
节那个
days
时
where
候
you
要
can
好好
start work
守，是
on.
很好的。那刚刚说的那个接财神，我们真佛宗啦，师尊的那
So
个
as for
这个已经好几年
us
没
for
请
True
请的那
Buddha's
个接财
school
神嘛，那
disciples,
个是接财神，
the
所以
day
你
when
问他
when we're receiving the fortune god.
这个问题呢，是开工就找一个值日，找一个开日，
Um,
找一个开日，找一个好的时辰，
yeah,
然后一
so
个好的时辰，然后
Master
用
Lianfei
香
is
到他，
recommending that
然后最好是那
for
边有一
when you
个
want to
叫什么开市的那
start
个
work,
红色字幕的牌
select
子
an
指着你
open
的
day
啊，
or
就这样子
开日.
来开工。然后他这个是春节嘛， 那开工以后呢，找到这个日子好的日子开工以后呢，可以
So this is during the still during the lunar the lunar
period.
period. Okay, so Master Lianfei is saying that the date to start work and the date to receive the fortune god is different. Yeah.
借财神的日子来开工，因为他都还没有安定下来呀，财神要安放在哪里啊？所以是
Yeah.
两回事。
Okay, so it is recommended to first select a duty date, appropriate duty date to start work, likely an open day. Then after you have started work, then you can receive the fortune god. Then only then will the fortune god have some place to be because you have already started work. So yeah.
非常细心翼翼的为我们解答。
All right, thank you, Master Lianfei, for answering all our questions in detail. And thank you, Master Lianfei, for his interesting class and as well as experiences that he shared with us. And Master Lianfei, the song that Master Lianfei sang is truly very touching.
也很感谢上司很耐心翼翼的为学员们的回答问题。
And thank you, Master Lianfei, for patiently answering all of our questions.
这首忏悔歌放在 WhatsApp 的
And after class, we will be sharing the Song of Repentance in the WhatsApp group for this module. And if you haven't joined the WhatsApp group, please do so. So next week we will be talking about we'll be going to lesson 3 and talking about the perspective that Buddhist disciples should have on marriage. So we will see each other in the next lesson. And we will end today's class. Thank you, everyone. And let us again invite Master Lianfei to say bye to everyone. Thank you, Chairman Master Chang Zhu, Education Director Master Lian Ha, Publicity Director Master Lian Yue, PR Director Master Lian Jia, Senior Reverend Master Lian Hong, as well as all Masters, Senior Reverends, Dharma Instructors, Dharma Assistants, and all fellow disciples online. Thank you everyone, and thank you today's host, Mayor Zhu Jiao. Thank you, our interpreters today, and we will meet again next week on Friday, Amidaba. Thank you, Master Lianfei. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, interpreters today. Indonesian interpreter Feng Li Zhu Jiao. Thank you, both interpretation teams, as well as all volunteers who are silently working in the background. Thank you, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you.
谢谢大家，谢谢小香，谢谢老公，
谢谢上司，
谢谢同学，
指教感恩，
谢谢大
受益
家，大家可以
良多。
跟赖说再见。
谢谢上司，谢谢美儿
非常精彩啊！
谢谢上司，
感恩你的授课，
美儿助教，风雨助教，
听到联合上司的声
谢谢
音
上司，
了。
阿弥陀佛，
每一个主持的很好，
下礼拜见，拜拜。
谢谢上司，
对上司的
谢谢
忏悔歌唱的
上
很好
司，
听，
谢谢主持人，
下节课见，拜拜。
再见啊，
大家，
拜拜。
大家记得加入我们的 WhatsApp 群组，然后写心得报告啊！谢谢大家，我们下个星期见，拜拜。
还没有拍照啊？
今天没有拍照。
没有拍照。OK， 好，谢谢。
谢谢上司。下个星期拍照，大家下个星期穿漂亮一点哈。好，拜拜，谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛，感恩。